Good evening, one and all. Welcome to everybody so far who's see a few comments knocking about. We've got the we've got Mr. Duggan, Mr. Edwards, we've got Red Rose Ass Man, Mike Savage, and the old glistening kicks man himself is Paul Taylor. Delighted to be obviously joined tonight by somebody of Gazelle's fame. Got some really good numbers out of them at the time, and playing something similar tonight myself to what he did. And let's say big welcome to Danny Haynes. How are you doing, mate?
Evening, mate. Yeah, good. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. I believe you're on the board of directors at the Funky Unicorns, or Foss Road Unicorns, or whatever they want to be called.
Yeah. Taking a bit of a backseat, really. It's mainly all smarts, but every now and again he runs something past me, has a look. So yeah, I'll take any credit for any wins and any losses. I wasn't involved.
Well, he keeps telling me he's interested in a couple of my players, but he won't part with players that are that he wants good players, but he won't part with good players. But anyway, we'll leave that there as it is. So as it stands, it's been a bit of a up and down start to season for a few teams, us in particular. Any teams? I mean, I'm going to assume there's one in particular, but any teams that are really catching your eye so far this season?
It's got to be the old Sloths, isn't it? Everybody's second team. Yeah, going well. Just waiting for Rob to do something mad and mess it up, right? But so far, so good.
Yeah, well, this formation that they are obviously playing tonight, it's the epitome of the formation that never works in Super League. I've had a couple of wins with it prior. There should be no reason whatsoever why that formation shouldn't work, and I'm glad to see somebody, especially Rob, coming out at other side and doing well with it at this present minute in time. But I had a message from Smuts earlier. He was kicking the ball about. To be fair, for the Sands lads earlier on today, who asked if he could go quite early. So we will actually, before I do the full Chester, we'll go straight off to because I know Greaves is here as well. Well, I don't know if he's here, but obviously he's part of the Aggies 24-man team. I don't know who else is in the background. But so yeah, we'll go to Aggies Foss Road first, and solid start to the season for Aggies. Obviously, take that Burn loss out. Greaves obviously showing his credentials with some, in my opinion, lesser players, but he's getting stuff out of them. Milan Petkov, 3 assists in 5 games, I believe, there, which I'd normally have him as a winger as opposed to there. But what are your thoughts on how the Aggies boys are lining up, mate?
Yeah, I don't think they're as strong as they've been in previous seasons, apart from the front two. But they're still going well. They're getting good numbers out of players, so you can't really knock them. Like you say, if you've got Greavesy doing a bit, rocks, you're going to be all right, aren't
you? Thing that I were interested in, you see Vanessa Royer on 90%. He's got an orange injury. Broken nose probably won't do him any favours. I had to double, triple check, but it was definitely what was sent in, so we roll with it. But yeah, I mean, look at this. The 2 strikers, obviously big players on the game. 2 centre halves, big players on the game. But when you look at Robert Perez, 3 assists in 4 starts, it's reasonable. I mean, this is somebody who played up top for Mike last year and got an hat-trick in a game. Is he a player that you like, or?
Not somebody I'd normally have, but I think Greavesy quite likes him, doesn't he? So yeah, I think that's why he's in. They've always done well with their wingers, haven't they? No matter who they put there. I remember I could get nothing out of Deisler, and they took him off me, and he was absolutely brilliant for them. So they obviously have a formation set up to work with the wingers. So.
No, definitely, and I believe we may well see Sebastian Deisler a little bit later on in the night. So we go over to the Foss Road boys. I mean, for me, it's a really embarrassment of riches. Martin Lawson with his 9 pace. I mean, he's got a 7.5 rating, averaging 6.3 tackles a game, which is it's fantastic, really, for what you get. But and obviously Paolo Maldini, I believe, maybe talks of him being involved in some transfer talk from Tokyo earlier. I mean, strength for 1. I think he got up to 4 for Dudley Hill previously. When you've got Gamari, you've got Offlin not getting a game. It's there, but yeah, this formation's well known to me. Obviously from the Dudley Hill days, Saviola playing in that too as well. Eski got an 8 last time out, so more than deserved to keep his spot. Do you think you can carry on and maybe get another 3 points under the belt tonight?
With that squad, you should do all right. I think his problem he's got at the moment is I think there's players that he wants to play, but while everybody else is having good games, he's kind of a bit don't want to change it. So yeah, I think he's got Van der Vaart, I know he really likes, but can't get a game at the moment. And I'm not sure he'd pick Eski as his top choice, but as it went so well last time out, he's gone with it. So.
Yeah, well, this is the player for me that's it's 3 8s in a row to start the season. He played for White Rose last time out. He made his debut, got 2 assists, centre midfield. He played left wing back. I think his first game he's played 2 at DMC. This is probably the best 3 games Liverani has had consecutively in league ever. But this year, I just think probably Biscan over Liverani. With Larson and Maldini, I think it's a massive strength of theirs. Zerabelt, I think, got 2 assists his last time out. Obviously, 4 goal contributions in 4 games is massive. Franca came in from us, and who's actually, funnily enough, scored against Foss Road, and he started really well as well. You know, he's 7.67 from 2 sub appearances and 1 start is massive. So yeah, it's be an interesting game, even though you're sort of half part of how it goes on. You want to make a prediction, or?
I'd like to see a Foss Road win, but I don't know. I can see a score draw here, I think.
Score draw. So we'll kick the game off. Obviously, 10 minutes in does seem very Aggies dominated. Ooh, that could be massive.
Right.
That could be massive. I'm going to assume it's Tretrarze. I mean, it looks pretty decent as well. In fairness, I haven't seen any of the Haggis gentlemen as yet. Neither Greavesy or Rocks. So we will go that way to. I'll give him a minute or so. I mean, obviously, Tetradze is going to be the one to come on, but anyway, I see a lot of changes. Yeah, it's a big loss from from best centre half pair in the league. Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's only other probably Nesta in there is the only other one you'd look at as the top three.
Yeah. Who were then he had some really good high points for when he got brought in. I think when Fife as much took over Gazelles from yourself, mate. When you obviously things got when you were a little bit too busy for it all. But yeah, it's I think up there they're probably the two best. And I think none I guess boys, crack on, mate. Cheers, Duggan, mate. Right, so we'll carry on. We'll go up to half time, and it still seems there's Ruben Nistelrooy, 90% orange injury, broken nose, who breaks the
affected him.
Yeah, it'd be funny if he did put it in with his nose. Seen Esky's name a couple of times there, getting involved, but it does seem, even though possession does seem in Foss Roads, Rob. I mean, they're coming into it a little bit, but it does seem very, very black and blue orientated so far. We're up at 41 minutes, and it's a goal disallowed. Match that so far. I mean, in terms of attempts, pretty even game. We'll click obviously Agis boys first. Obviously, none of them here, so we'll have a look. Robert Perez, another assist. That's if you're at home and you're winning, there's not a 6 in sight. You think your lads have still got a little bit more to give. I think it's if you'd be pretty happy if you're an Agis boy. And I tell you what, Mario Cuenca, averaging 8 from 5 games, and another 8 so far tonight. I think it's
not one I've normally used or heard of really. So it's a good signing.
No, I totally agree, mate. One I wasn't even overly aware of, in fairness. So click over to Foss Road.
A lot of sixes.
There's a lot of sixes in there. Golf is class, yes. Yeah, it is Macca. I wish I could play to your level, in fairness. But yeah, there's when you got. I mean, you expect it from probably a Dalmat, but when you've got your main players, Saviola, you've got Liverani who's been really good. You got Vieira, all on sixes. It seems like really struggling to get a foothold in game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and the main shots coming from Dalmat as well is not what you want, really.
No, definitely. Well, like I say, Smuts hasn't come about, so we'll go to 60. And if we don't see him up until 60 minutes, mate, being part of the clique of the Foss Road guys, you can let you have your fill. And there's Christian Vieira. If you big deal for Agis bringing him in. You got the 2 best centre halves and 2 of the best strikers on the game. Just infill in between. It's it's one of them where you're gonna, and it jumped from 55 to 62. Franca down to a 5. We'll have a quick look at Agis first. Robert Perez up to a 9, second assist of the day. So what's that? 5 in 5 starts for him now. I mean, Juan Gomez, as he always does for a rock side. Samuel up to an 8. Vieira Van Nistelrooy. It's I mean, even if you were in the chat as an Agis man, would you be saying just crack on?
Yeah, crack on. There's not much change on the bench either, is there? So yeah.
No, so like I say, we've not seen much about. So anything, if you
so what should we do for him? So let's do Heskey for Owen.
The 2 did
and Rivaldo for Franca.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Roll as is. So right, so we'll click on to 90 minutes and we'll see where it goes. Could be a massive win. This, I think Agis was 6 before the ball kicked tonight. Big win for him. No, the assist from Perez are not from 2 matches. Oh, they might well be actually, Dan. Yeah, I think he got 2, at least 2, or maybe 3 in one game. So, but end of the day, if you've got somebody like that, am I right in Invisible Ink? Yeah, Dan went for it, mate. So sorry. But yeah, it just seems Agis really seen the game out there.
Agis, yeah.
Very even game. Click on Agis first. Robert Perez man at match 2. I'm just having a look back. Yeah, I didn't see anything apart from you go for it, Dan, and then I'm right in his Invisible Ink. So Sorry, mate. But anyway, yeah, big 9 for Vieira, 8 for Van Nistelrooy. That's a massive performance from them. We'll click over to the Foss Road guys. To be fair, if you're going away from home, you're going to a team that's got, I'll say, the best centre half pairing and two of the best strikers on home save in the game. Knowing you've got far better to give in a game, I don't think you'd be overly disappointed in that, Dan.
Could put up a bit more of a fight, I think, but yeah, it was always going to be a tough game. Always is against Haggis.
It definitely is. So, where are we? So we'll go to. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to get ours against Dan out where I've seen Dan here and 13th against 11. Let's get it out. Let's get it out of road. So, looking at a formation we give or take used to seeing from Dan, Byron and Arrow for this AMC, whether they be there or there. Vlahovic came up from the reserves as did Clayton Zane. Vlahovic found himself on the bench. It's been not a bad start. I mean, they've got 6 points. Obviously, conceding a few goals. As we are, we're both looking at this. We're both the same in terms of goals scored and conceded. Anything would you be doing not different with stacking it inside, mate?
Not really. I think he's set up pretty well. I'm never sure. Mendieta, I got a lot of stick for playing him at right wing back, but whenever I moved him anywhere else, I didn't get as much out of him. So I would like him in centre mid, like he's done. I'm not sure about the forward arrow on him, but be good to get him involved, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's far creative enough. He's one of them that's a DM on the game, a bit like Kieran Dyer, a bit like a couple of others that are just creative midfielders, and it must be down to what the people who were from the game picked. Looking at Lusanov, fantastic player. Again, I think as a Super League player, I think he's more than warranted to be a really up there in terms of a really good pick because he's done really good for a lot of teams he plays. Paredes for number 3, massive down favourite. He's come in and started okay since he come in from the Unicorns as well. And yeah, it's good. I'm surprised Kamuna is not started the greatest, but again his ratings look like they're jumping up already. So over to us. Decided to give Rosicky a debut, playing this again, like this what I said earlier about us playing a similar setup to what you did. It was a toss-up between I brought Marquinhos. Were Marquinhos going to play there, or did I give Rosicky a debut, or did I play Guardiola there, who again looks very good. But it's one of them. This formation we put Deddy up, we put Contra up, is the one that we did okay with White Rose last time out. Before the save restarted. What do you think of how well I ended up?
Yeah, I like that formation, as you know. Yeah, you set it up slightly different to me in that I go for 2 attack in the 3 in the middle. I go for 2 attacking ones wide and the defensive one in the middle, whereas you seem to go for the attacking one in the middle. But one of the positions I struggled with is that centre of the 3. It's a very difficult position to get anybody to do anything with. So, yeah, it might work with an attacker in there with an arrow. Might be
well, that's my thought process behind it as well, trying to get somebody like Joe Cole into the game. I just feel like if you're going to put arrows there and there, you might as well play 3 AMCs. But having a couple of people sitting, especially against a 4 across like Dan's got, it's just maybe just see where we are. So we're going to give Comandini number 4. I don't know why, because it's funny. Right. So, any predictions for our stacking and deals going to go, mate?
I think it's going to be another close one. This one, I'll say 2-1 away win.
2-1 away win. Not something I overly expect, in fairness, especially after a good win last time out for stacking, but we do look to be a little bit on top of it at the moment. Liking to see the yellow and blue away kit as well for a change. We don't normally get as a away kit in. But it does seem sort of very even, stacking and really come back into it possession-wise. And Kieran Dyer, we're getting this Lusanov's names getting there as well. it stinks. It stinks of a 44, 45 minute
Yeah.
goal as this. There's Comandini on his debut. It's that number 4.
It's a good player, Comandini. Not used enough in the Super League.
Yeah.
Good player.
Yeah, I don't think so, to be fair. Ends me letting him go for Marino. We'll look at match stats and absolute travesty.
It didn't seem like that in the text, though, to be honest. I wouldn't have guessed that.
It didn't, but the thing is, you see that so much in this bloody league. You think you're on top, and you're not. We'll click over Dan first. Again, you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got four sixes out of a whole team. I know he's talking about Sammy People was there, made 5 out of his 5 tackles, 3 of them being key. 2 no, don't worry, Ian. Don't worry, Ian. Nobody will get another 13, mate. Play at 60 for Dan. And yeah, a good, reasonable performance so far. Ambrosini is really, he's obviously sticking his foot in 2 key tackles as well. Lussenhoff doing very well at centre half. I wouldn't be disappointed with a 7 if he's doing these sort of numbers, 4 key tackles, winning 2 of his headers. It don't matter if any of them are key, at least he's winning them. We'll click over to us and we'll have a look. Pat Sl Gw7 assist against his old club. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The only downside is we've got the lunatic that is Montero on a yellow card. We've got Rustico, who he played the last game, and I think after give it another 3-4 games, his stats will start shooting just by playing. But yeah, I'm not going to do all of this present minutes. I'll go till 60 minutes as well. So we'll click on and we'll see where it goes to 60 minutes. And then Roy Mackay finds the net. That's absolutely massive for us. We're on 56 minutes.
It's going so well.
Right. David 4, who I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is a shithouse move, is this? And I apologise to Dan for it. Oh, I better not put him at sweeper.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. So, Dan, obviously, because I know we're nearly at 60 minutes, do you want anything to change for yourselves, obviously, before you score this penalty? I'll just wait for his. Yeah, we do have a bit of a keeper curse this season. To be fair, I've never really struggled with keepers apart from. I can't remember who my keeper was in a previous save. I've actually been really, really lucky with keepers. Abiat has been brilliant for me, in fairness, throughout coming to Dudley Hill, throughout playing for White Rose, and he's been okay since I've managed to get him back in from Mike as well. Obviously, they were on top. I know we're 2-0 up. They've got a penalty. Would you be looking at making any changes if you were Dan?
Yeah, I think he's gonna have to push for it now. I'd maybe sacrifice one of the 2 central midfielders, maybe Emerson, and have a look at going forward a bit more. Bench though, he's only really got one option, attacking, hasn't
he? Yeah, and Vlahovic, he did really well when he come in for him at Bostock last time out. Obviously, he's had a really good start to Reserves League. Let's be honest, there's still some good players knocking about in that Reserve League. So to get 2 assists and a goal in 2 starts, is Emerson. Right. So Emerson off for Holland and Mendieta off for Vlahovic. Swapping with Marcelino, arrow straight up on Vlahovic. Just confirm that's all right, Dan, especially with it being our game. Just make sure I've done that okay, please, mate. And if you want to just tell me, do you want to stop at 60 and make any more changes? I'm obviously going to play through beforehand. But if you just want to confirm I've done it right there, mate, please. Before.
I think he might have just taken his penalty taker off, hasn't he? Mendieta. I would have had me money on him taking it.
Well, yeah. Volodenkov generally tends to be a. Let's play till end. Yeah, cheers, Dan. Yeah, I will make it. So yeah, let's see who takes this. And it's Volodenkov. Obviously, he's a player that I have loads on home saves. So But yeah, we were at 2-1. We're at 65 minutes, and
Oh,
dear God. Oh my lord! Right. Who's biggest brute?
got to be Tudor in goal, yeah.
Oh God! Oh man! I finally get a little bit of luck, and then it just gets completely dragged. Little stubby will do. Yeah, and here we are. And then where's the pit of misery? That's exactly what is involved, right? Yeah, I've got to do that. But then
Gonna save it.
Dan, as it stands, obviously there's been a red card. So you can do what you want at this present minute in time. Oh my dear God. 3-2 stacking and incoming. But imagine if he got Tudor saves his penalty. That'd be absolute so Marcelino to AM. All right, no matter. Vlahovic to right. Is that where you want to go, mate? It reads all right to me. Marcelino to AM. No matter. Move Vlahovic to right of Amoroso. Centralise on with no arrow. I always thought Vlahovic were left-footed. Yeah, which. But again, I think so is Amoroso. But you just want to confirm I've done that right, Dan? Oh dear. It's a good job I've got about 5 keepers in my reserves, though.
yeah, losing 2.
Oh, good, thanks. Right, ball down, cover the second penalty. Yeah, yeah. This is bonkers. It's Vlahovic's debut, and there's me thinking 3-2. It could well be anything. Yeah. I mean, it's totally warranted. I think our defensive efforts were really, really good. So we'll go over. We got Volodenkov, man of match, 2 shots on target, both from a penalty spot, obviously. Mendieta assist, 2 assists from Carioca. That, regardless of what's happened with red cards, etc., if you posting that many 8s and a couple of 9s, you're happy with that, are you?
Yeah, it's a good performance, Ray, isn't it? Yeah. He would have been, if he'd gone on and won that 2-0, 2-1, he would have been disappointed with the shots on target. So
yeah, definitely. So I'll have a quick look over at us. David Day 6. I'd be out of 6. But Pat Soglu with an 8. And Comandini obviously getting his goal.
How long was he on for? 7 minutes, is that? Off on 58, off on 60?
66, and then 66. Yeah, 50,
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
8 minutes. So yeah, well done, Dan. Right, we will go next to I know Tato wanted to get the badges and the are they at home or away? They're at home. Right, so we'll look over here. So he's playing a few different players as Tato tonight. I want to see how good Alex Aguinaga I really, really like. He may well be 33, but I think he can get some, obviously, really good player on some of the cheers, Rick. On some of the older games. Ado, obviously, as everybody knows, I absolutely love. He were an imperative part to a lot of my teams. What do you think of this booth sound 11, mate?
Yeah, I quite like it. I know Tato doesn't, but there's some decent players in there. I'm the same as you with Bado. I think he's great. DMC also means you don't have to put a centre back on the bench because you can step him in as well. But then he's got a couple of those in there as well, hasn't he? I'm not sure Dave Barnett at centre back though. That's asking for trouble, I think. Yeah,
I mean, he's an absolute beast on a home save. Don't matter where you sign him, but averaging, he's come off at bench once. He's got a start and he's averaging 2 tackles a game. That's not very Dave Barnett numbers, but Tato is Tato. So we'll Tato, where we're going back on Mild. We're going 48. Or we're working backwards like you did before. This sickens me seeing this 1, 2, 3, 4. was 6, 8, 9, 10.
That just looks like you don't know your first 11, doesn't it? If you're not going to put any of them in.
And yeah, obviously Duggan, the best people ever. Where he's like the Ortega of this save, isn't he? He's.
Did I see he's let him go? Have I seen that today? He sold him.
He has let him go. Indeed,
Yeah.
I think the deal is. Did you tell us they were playing ends? I thought he'd said. I don't know. I'm just scrolling back through his comments. Get back on soon, Steve. Me and Jens hate our size and has to get out of the way. You played Jens last time, mate, and you're playing against Fulchester. So, Macca did get in touch with me, so I'm going to sort this out, and he can drop one down. Burke Okan comes in. He's an absolute Fulchester legend, in essence. Yeah. I thought from what you were saying, I can gather you said that. So, Burke Okan coming in, he's got an 8 and 2 sevens in reserve so far, got an assist. They've gone really well so far at Fulchester. Take that first result out of the way, which were a bit of a freak result for them, but they haven't lost since. You liking the way they're set up and the way they're looking?
I like that squad, to be honest. When I was having a bit of a play with the save when it first came out, after I'd had a few goes with the old unicorns, I had to go with Fulchester, and I could set that up quite nice how I would play it. He's been unlucky with injuries though. Seedorf and Beckham, that's going to be huge for him.
Yeah, and Crespo as well. He's still out for 3 weeks. Seedorf 3 months, and Beckham now just 10 days with a gash leg. But who knows whether Alex Ferguson took a trip in to gash that for him.
I do like that squad though. He's doing well with it as well.
Yeah, I mean, Constantino, 2 goals in 2 starts. He left from us. I wanted to get Lucatoni back in fairness. From just try to get a few old Dudley Hill players back in. He doesn't look great either, don't Tony at the minute. So when he's back from injury, it's going to be a case of getting him playing, so a bit like Rustico. So that was a very fast. Any Fulchester Badgers comments, mate?
Well, Tato's not playing his strongest side, I don't think, so we'll go 2-0 Fulchester.
2-0 Fulchester. Yes, sorry, Jens. I saw Dave's. Sorry. I saw Duggan's comment about it. I thought I'd ticket it off. Apologies. Right. Let's go. It seems like Fulchester been quick starter block so far. Constantino getting his name in the going straight forward, but Ronaldo seemingly in the Badgers colours. Really, we've seen Inzaghi's name there. Serginho getting himself involved. It's been a really quick half, and it does seem like it's going to peter out to 0-0 at this present minute in time.
Oh,
not much going on.
It didn't feel that bad.
No, we'll go the away side first. 2 attempts have come from Desai and Salas, of all people. As is still 60, not asked. Cheers. Okay, mate. But quick flick over to Fulchester. John Terry. Season 1 with a 9 so far. Very good player, full stop, but 6 key tackles out of 7, 1 out of 9. I think that's a really good performance from him. Would you be changing out if you're Macca at this present minute in time, even though they're only 10 goal?
I think I'd leave it to 60 and then be having a look at Hersey, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll just wait for. So Macca said that Tato wins it because he's tested against them, very much so. Has that one got off this time? Just wait for a Fulchester confirmation that the stick Ronaldo up top and Robin Central plays. Just right or left, Mac? Right or left, mate? And do you want an arrow on Robin, please? I'll go there for now, and I'm going to do that for now because I assume with them having arrows on prior, that's what they're going to do. Right, Ronaldo. Arrow and Robin, mate. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Arrow Robin. Let's go. So we'll do his best again. Just trying to we're straight up to 53 minutes. And we're on 57. Akam Mild getting himself in the book. We were 58 to 63. I don't know. And
There we are.
Emre right on the stroke of trying to stop it, which I'm a big advocate of clicking stuff at times. It always seems to happen, but anyway, that's my home save thing. So looking at this, Zanoni making a few tackles on that right wing. Well, Rayad not doing much in fairness.
He's a Teo favourite, isn't he, Ray?
Yeah, he definitely is. So Inzaghi scored 2 goals on the opening game against Fifey's lot. He's done nothing since in his next 4 games. This is the 5th.
He looks excellent, though, doesn't he? He looks absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's. But the thing is, when you look at a game and you talk about intrinsic nature, this, that, and other, I know it's a moot point for a lot of people who don't know, but when you look at 2019, that there may well not do him any favours, but it looks absolutely brilliant, yeah. So we'll go to the Badgers. Who? Zaga for Cliver. Who, let's be honest, should have been starting anyway. 6 got him goals, but Makaleli on for Ado. I believe you got rid of Makaleli, mate. I believe Makaleli is currently sat in a Northern Burn shirt. So we'll do Nicky for Rayad. Nicky for Rayad. And stick Aguinaga outright. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, live for Ado. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm going to say, I'm sure I saw that transfer go through. So, live for Ado. It's always tested. Nicky Franco for Rayad, swap with Aguinaga, and then Clive for Inzaghi. We'll look over at Fulchester, who John Terry's still carrying on his fantastic performance. Not having really get out of second gear, really. Would you be doing it if you're a Fulchester manager, mate?
No, I think I'd stick, to be honest. They seem to be strolling through at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, it just seems very comfortable at the minute. Let's see if we could talk Makaleli if you like to, may contravene the end of the rule. Oh, God, funny. So we'll just wait on stick as is. Thank you very much, mate. So we'll go through to 90 minutes. It does seem like the Badger boys really come out from that, conceding that goal, will come out really well. Obviously on top possession-wise at this present minute in time, but it still seems a little bit more blue and white. And see somebody skipping past Desai, I couldn't really see who it was. Salas getting himself involved, who I believe might be on his way out of the door. And Isaac Okoronkwo gets a late goal. Could there be a late twist and somebody getting 3 points here? Dida did well to save that from whoever it was. Constantino nearly getting himself on the score sheet yet again. And there's a red card for Lucio. Oof.
92 on the clock, 1 at the back. He'll be fine.
Yeah, maybe so. Or I'd maybe be inclined to pull Prutton back and put Emre central if I were that way inclined, to be fair, just to try and sort it out.
He's shutting up shop completely.
Yeah, Villa for Constantino. That's. And do you want Ronaldo centralised, mate? No change from me. Pointless. Cheers, Tato, mate. So do you want Ronaldo central backer, mate? The more red cards I see tonight, the more I'm going to get more infuriated by what happened in that game. But it's. I mean, it would have given. No, leave asymmetric. Thank you very much, mate. And Tato, no changes. And we go through to, we're at 94 minutes. It still seems like a lot were happening, but we're at 95 minutes. The game finishes very even game in terms of shots on
Yeah,
target.
yeah.
We go over to, I think, coming away from home and getting a draw and looking at that, you've got 1-8 in your team. You're pretty happy with that if you take it, aren't you?
Yeah, a lot better when he made the subs, wasn't he? A lot better.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll click over to Fulchester. Emre getting his 8. John Terry, man at match. You just carry on. 12 out of 15 tackles with 9 of them being key. That's a fantastic performance from a young John Terry as well. So which will probably be delightful Macca going forward. Obviously, I know Lucio's going to be banned for the next game. Addo Sale, please. Okay, mate. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk Eric Addo. We know that the Vikings manager, obviously an hour ahead of us. So we'll go over to the Vikings against Northern Burn next. Yet again, sticking with the same tactic, which I think is good for him. Big injury to Barmer, so he's got Van Bronckhorst that's moved over to DML. Played there last time out, got an 8. He was really good there for Fifey's Devils, really up there with the assists. This team's nowhere near as bad as their league position says. When you say it,
No, nowhere near. Yeah, I should be that front three should be scoring goals. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the big talking point is Maxim Skalko, which Jens drafted from season 7 when he joined the league at the same time as I did, and he ended up shifting him out to Burn eventually again. But apart from his tackling, he's still got this right hand column. The more he stays like this without developing, I think the more chance he's got of coming really good. But yeah, the big one for me is putting Sandro Quas up to CM. I think I said it in chat that he was guaranteed a minimum of 8 playing at DMC. He's a bit of a kicker. I'd have probably played Scally there in front of him because he can create a little bit more. But yeah,
he's
really,
got
really good
on the bench, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, that's it. He's not been great, but he's not been awful either. And Ashley Cole hasn't started a game for him yet. Played one game for Stackington, I believe. Oh no, he didn't. I don't know where that 8's come from. He's obviously played a reserve game, but he's got options. Pavel Brozek, who when he starts playing again, talk about players jumping up in ratings. Ashley Cole, number 13. And then we're over to Northern Burn, who have started the season very, very well. As always, for me, the wing backs look weaker than Ian's normally had before. I can't wait till he starts coming to me and pecking my head for Contra when the season's done. Francesco Totti, who you know very well, has had a really good start to the season. 3 contributions in 6 games. I think if you get that throughout the season, you're going to be delighted. What do you think of this Burn 11 compared to where they've previously been, and what could probably happen this year?
From the looks of it, you'd say it probably isn't as strong as he's been in the past, but he's getting stuff out of them. I don't think he would, if you'd said at the start your 2 AMCs are going to be Ortega and Lopez, I don't think he would have selected that, but they're both playing well, so can't really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Gus Lopez came into him and did a really, really good job. There's no reason why I feel Gus Lopez should be able to perform in this league, and he doesn't on a consistent basis. And I don't get why. It's one of them where there's a lot of things about a lot of players on this game, but Fiore steadying away himself, doing other bits. But yeah, it's very, very solid side, and I feel like at this present minute in time, looking at the league table, a win tonight could really put some pressure on Sloths. Obviously, the only unbeaten side in the league so far. Martin Palermo, give him number 19, because I know Ian does not want anybody having number 13. Any predictions for this game, mate?
I like the Viking squad, but I think once you're down there and having problems, then it just kind of carries on, really. It's no matter what he puts out or what he does. So I reckon a away win here.
Away win. And they do seem to, we're only 3 minutes in, but it does seem to have started very, very Crystal Palace colour, red and blue. Do seem very on top at this present minute. It seems we've not really moved on a lot time-wise, but it does seem like there's a lot happening. I see Totti start getting his name involved in the game if he starts getting his foothold with how he's played so far this season. Somebody just really couldn't really get his finish there for Northern Burn. Cafu seems to be doing a fair bit down that right-hand side. Thierry Henry will getting himself involved as well. And really, really solid. Sigarko getting his first goal for Vikings against Edwards with some poetry. Yeah, I mean, it's been a really solid start. So we'll go over to Vikings first. Soroczynski doing Soroczynski things, but Maxim on a 6 again, but he's obviously not being fed, so I wouldn't read too much into that how Jens. Yeah. Would you be doing it if you were in Jens' position?
Let's have a look. No, because who your 6 is? Cafu, but you're not going to take him off, are you?
No.
Okay, no, you're not going to take him off. I think I'd leave it till 60 and think about Brozovic 60.
And don't matter we can't score, so just leave it. It's coming, Jens, but I believe it's coming in. We flick over to obviously Ian Edwards says as he always does. Liam Pugh again, absolutely unsung hero for Northern Burn, whether it be this season, whether it be last save, he's been really good. I think you can't. There's not many wing backs that get a load of assists and a load of goals. There's obviously Zeriberto, and I can't think of any more that get continually assists, but he's done really good.
Yeah, I had him for a bit and I couldn't get anything out of him. I really like Junior, who he's got on his bench in home saves, but Super League, nothing out of him. He should be absolutely brilliant.
I mean, yeah, his ratings are great. His ratings are superb. But when Liam Pure's tried and tested for Ian, you can understand why he's done it. So
yeah.
We'll do his best. We're up at 54 minutes already. I was just going to say we'll try and stop it at 60. We're at 55. It does seem like Vikings are on top a little bit. And we jump straight off to 62. And we're at 65 before it actually finds itself stopping. We'll quick over the Vikings first. Soroczynski's still carrying on with his 8. Look at the match stats. They're still very much on top at this present minute in time. Would you be doing that for Jens?
I think I might look at Del Piero for Brozovic.
Yeah,
that might involve swapping them around as well.
Yeah, it's one of, I always feel like if you're doing all right, these little changes, sometimes the game likes it, and I think I've made a couple of changes this season where it's been on the knife edge, and I've ended up changing it, and we've ended up getting hammered. So,
I'll definitely, yeah. Well, I lost out, didn't I? I lost out on the playoffs because I made a change when I was at 0-0 and got beat 4-1. So, I've seen you sub Jens, so I'll go do it in a minute. Click over to Burn, who looking at Ian Pio's up to a 9. Montella on a 5, not really doing much. But he's gone as is, which you can only understand why. We'll go over that. So we want Ashley Cole for GVB. Oh, has been put on to cancel that. Ashley Cole for GVB. Who has been put on training to make him a DML as well. So got 90 minutes, and we'll see where it goes. It seems like Norman Men are really coming out trying to get a grip of this game in this latest. If we jump from 75 to 83 minutes, Roy Keane getting himself involved, so with Totti, but he just can't get a goal, Kenny Gaines. Can't get a goal.
No, I mean, obviously they're spraying them from everywhere. A Burn, really solid performance. It's a result of some kind, but yeah, you feel like a big ironing's coming from somewhere for somebody. Yepes with an 8, really good. Obviously, Cafu were on a 6 at half time, as we saw, done really well. Kiotis up to an 8 when he's only had one shot to deal with. It's strange. Click over to Burns. There we go. Buffon man at a match, which understandable considering how much pepper Liam Pure went down to an 8 from where they were. Montella didn't do much. But yeah, good game. let's have a look. Where do you want to go next, mate? Should we leave Sloss till last because
Yeah, leave Sloss to last. Yeah.
And
where's Fifey's Exiles? Who are they? Who are they playing tonight?
They're playing soft.
Oh, they're playing soft. All right. Okay.
Let's go to the holier than thou lot. So this is where he's gone. Obviously, similar formation yet again to what obviously you were part of and playing. I'm not surprised to see it, considering the riches he's got sometimes in CM. Obviously, he's got some deals happening, going down the road. But what do you think of this?
It's another squad in it where it should be doing a lot better than it is. I lost you there for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's always seemed. Yeah, it sort of jumped off a little bit. My Wi-Fi saying it's all good, but yeah, it's one of them where it seems to be a recurring theme. People talk about Duggan having a good team and not getting much out of it. I think because Duggan's involved, I think I get away with having a good team and not because I think he just gets a lot of mud slung at him. Well, no, but yeah, and Penza has been really good so far. There's rumours that he's out for pimpage. Lee Bowyer, again, he's not. I get him on an home
He's
save.
one of his favourites, isn't he? He loves him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I do too. If I have him on a home save, I think he's class. But there's just something about him just don't perform so far in this league. Interested to see when Ronald Gomez will get a go. Cause he's a good player. I like him a lot. Again, yeah, I don't know I'm saying, but when you've got some, but again, it just seems like he's going all in for an 11 without having much behind it. You've got Gomez, Donovan, Maclass, who we both went for in terms of the draft. Derek McInnes, who did a great job for them and did a couple of good jobs for me at White Rose as well. Just needs to make sure that he constantly gets the 11 hour picture. Sorry, I'm just having a look and see Ian Campbell's decided to turn up. Hope you are, mate. So we look over at Red Rose Stanley, who made a little bit of a change, as I said, with Sebastian Deisley. 6.67, but 2 contributions. I think I'd rather have him not rating well and getting contributions. But what do you think about what Red Rose are doing at the minute, mate?
Yeah, again, I like David's in that MC position. I think it's Greaves that will tell you he's the best MC on the game. Yeah, I'm never sure about Mido, but yeah, it's decent behind there. It's another strong side, but every side's strong, but yeah, it looks strong.
Yeah, it does feel like most games this year can be done at a flip of a coin, in fairness. David's obviously central to that Dragons side who finished top at league. That 1 year, he was great in centre midfield. And he's creative. He can obviously get stuck in. I see where Greaves is coming from with it. And I genuinely think you're better having him sat there than back in DMC, because I think he's a bit of a red card risk when you have him back in DMC, which I found out more than too well at Dudley in prior iterations.
But then he's got Simone in there, who's possibly even more of a red card risk.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, obviously he's brought Rocky Jr. in as Mike's still not had a chance of playing yet. I mean, he looks really well in terms of that, but obviously, having seen him live for Leeds United, he's certainly not somebody that I'd even attempt to buy on this game. So Sancti against the Red Rose boys, and how do you see this one going, mate?
I'm going to go for a Sante win here. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to turn it around tonight.
Well, that's putting us bottom of the table if they do. So we kick it off, and Penza straight out before a minute we're even on the clock. himself involved. Daisley and Daisley and Meadow were getting themselves involved there for the Stanley boys. Well, it just seemed like Santa a little bit on top in terms of position wise, but again, it's one of them where we're seeing a lot of Stanley in terms of the comms. Nelka, we've just seen his name flash up as well, and it's strange to see an unhappy Anelka, considering how much he hasn't been unhappy throughout the course of the last couple of seasons of the Super League. But Mpenza was just shooting wide. There's Mpenza after shooting wide, gets himself on the score sheet with his 6th goal of the season in 7 games, and completely shut him out. It's good, great, what you'd expect to see from Duggan, and you're happy enough with that, aren't you, for where they are in the league?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll be happy with that. Very happy. It looks solid.
Yeah, so looking over, it's obviously come as a speculative effort. There's no assist there for the goal. Martin Keown doing what he did for the Dragons at the start of the last save. Very good player. I don't care how old he is. There's always a thing. I was talking to Smuts about this here and about Paolo Maloney a minute ago going out. I think older players, because of the training, because of everything in this league, if you just play him all the time, I don't think they drop at all. We'll have a quick look over at the Stanley boys. Gary Neville having a stormer so far. Apart from that, they're not doing too much. Would you be doing that if you're Mike at this point?
What's he got on the bench? Where's Brown? Tabaggio? No, I think I'd leave as.
DiBiagio were great for you, wasn't he, mate?
He was excellent. Yeah, really good. Really good. I'm happy with that one because that was a draft pick for me that's now got himself into the league. So, yeah, happy with that one.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Obviously, there's players that come and make a big impact when you look at the likes of Michelini, etc. It's great to see players coming in, and if you looked at the save pre-season when obviously before season started, and you look at the players that everybody left as Australian in case people pick out as an out of league that are left as Australian. There's a lot of guys that have been in the league a long time that are not even involved now, so it's really good. Mike said, as is still 60 as well. Cheers, Mike. So we'll kick it off, and I'll do my very best for it to not to be jumping about. We're up at 54 minutes. Somebody should... yeah, it's just jumping so far. Gary Neville carrying on with a 9 as it stands. We'll go to the home side first, have a look at that. Martin Keown up to a 9 as well. Only 5 key tackles out of the 8 that he's 1 out of 12. You're not, apart from Bowie, possibly.
I think the yellow card, I think I'd do barrier for Wellens, just to be safe.
I mean, he is very much one of them out-of-date players, isn't he? And Penza should be class every season. I think though, Fifey, I think apart from when he were very good for you, I don't think he's had that many great seasons, in fairness. So while we're waiting for Duggan, we'll have a look at the Red Rose boys. Like I say, Gary Neville still on that 9. Roberto Carlos on an 8. He's only had 1 tackle at Mecca, which one of it's been key. Deisler and Nelka not doing themselves any massive justice. Are you making any changes if you're Mike in this position, mate?
Yeah, I think he's got to go for it, isn't he? But I'm not sure what you'd do. I'm not sure Deisler's an AMC, but just sacrifice him and put him wide. Yeah, he's got the stats for it, but I'd always play him as a winger, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's pace. It's funny when you look at some people's stats, his pace may be a 0 in game, so occasionally he might come up with a 9, or he might be he's done the assistant of the Gay Unicorns, is he? Well, yeah, he's involved, and arrows on Mido and Deisler. And that's it from me. And Duggan said as is as well. Thank you very much, mate. So we play out to the end. And again, it does seem that Sanctai boys have really come out as well and starting to give their authority. I mean, it's going to be Mako Matarazzi,
yeah,
and swap with Keon. I would have thought. Just wait for Duggan to say. But yeah, I'd have thought that's it. I mean, Mako Matarazzi, again, is another hot-headed centre half. Oh, Matarazzi straight swap, no problem, mate. We'll do that. And it takes off the Campbell risk of a red card. So, get through. Dazza getting himself involved. Somebody was offside then. We're straight up to 89 minutes from 71. When that Campbell injured. Yeah, that's a big win for the Salutists boys. Really, they completely shut Stanley out. Saul Campbell injured. The game is too realistic. Yeah, maybe so, Rick. But that, for a Stanley side, that can really put teams at the sword. I mean, they put 4 past us, even though we had more chances with them. But, so looking at that, Zauri 8, Jajas 8, Keon 8, Asani 9, which Asani doesn't look anything like he should, but he's got 3 assists. So it's just,
I saw he was trying to get rid of him again today. That's I don't know. I think
I've been trying. I offered a deal which he would have taken. He said, because I've had 2 of my players that I were going to ship out. I've had them in a lot of iterations. One of them I actually got a few for Alex, to be fair, and he got us to a final the day. But Gary Neville, man at match, that's a massive performance from him. Dysland not doing himself any favours. Jens Jeremy's doing what he can do.
Normal day for it.
I don't think there's nothing to worry about there for Stanley at the minute. Do you think?
No, I would like to create a bit more, but yeah, like you say, solid at the back, midfield. I don't know. Do you say you're Nelka's unhappy at the moment?
Yeah, he's been happy since start of season, maybe. With fairness. So we're over at Los Santos against East Coast. Odge's 22-man squad. Collision happy, but all for wanting a contract. Agat got an assist and played okay in his 2 games, but Castroman has come in and done really good down that right hand side for him. So we'll have a look. But this is a good side that falsely in the table, or do you think is there too many myths up here? I mean, Vasiliuk's doing really good at this present minute in time. You've got 3 and 5 starts. You can take that from any striker in the league. But I think obviously your AMC. Do you think there's a bit too much in there?
Yeah, I'm not sure either of them are AMCs, to be honest. I think that's one of the issues. I think they'd both be better up top. But yeah, Agat I really like. He was really good for me. I was happy with that one. Tomasi, very good as well. And Silvestre, actually, is a very underrated centre-back.
Yeah, good player. I mean, he's not done himself any glory so far this season. But yeah, I mean, I'm totally agree. Raul, he is 20, I believe, in edit for AMC, or 18 or something similar. He did okay for me there. Shevchenko, and again, people talk about it because he does okay and spells. Talk about Saviola playing AMC. Talk about Brozak playing AMC. They're all one for AMC. They're not AMCs. This forward centre is a lot of bollocks sometimes, in my opinion. He's a striker every day of the week, as Shevchenko. But when you've got Vasiliuk scoring, you've got these 2 behind him. There should be.
And Moriento's on the bench. So a lot of strike force. Yeah.
Who? I mean, obviously that he's sort of synonymous with Odgie. He's Morientes. He's every club he's been at that he's scored. He's guaranteed 1 and 2 goals for him. The cat not getting massive amount of game time, which I'm surprised about. I like him as a player, but I think there's a starting lineup here. But I think if 2 or 3 injuries hit, I think he's going to be struggling a little bit. So we go over to the East Coast boys, who same lineup. He's tweaked something in the background, from whatever it may be, from his new tactic. But looking at the fifth at the moment, they've won 3, they've lost 2. What do you think of this East Coast 11, mate?
Yeah, I really like it. I like Pizarro. He was excellent for me. Yeah, I think I sold him to you, didn't I? And that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, I think.
Yeah, I think he got 8 and 15 for you. And
yeah.
Put it Hussein and somebody else, I believe.
Nikiforenko, who I couldn't get going at all.
No, and he came. He actually came pretty good as well, didn't he, Frankovic? And again, he's back to square one with Tail.
Yeah.
He's Brazilian in time. But Miroslav Šimkoviak, 2 assists in 5 starts. I know just looking at him, wanting him, very good player. Mario Stanic hasn't hit the heights of what he did previously for Dimble, but he's a very, very good player. That Outlet League signing for him, I think he scored something like 7 goals in 9 games, and then Barry Ferguson with 3 goals in six starts. I couldn't get an absolute drop out of him in last save at all.
I really like Ferguson. I'd say when we say that MC position is one of the hardest, I'd say he's probably the best in that MC on his own.
Yeah, definitely. Yardell's got 2 and 2 since he come in from Dudley of all teams. And I say Pizarro hasn't scored yet. He's down at 6.4, but he's got a lot of improvement to do, and he looks really well. D'Alessandro, are you a D'Alessandro fan?
Yeah, big D'Alessandro fan, but in centre mid with an arrow. In that 3, I like in the 3 we like across the middle. I'd have him on the right with an arrow all day.
Right. So, how do you see this one panning out then, mate?
I think we're going to have a score draw again. Gone for a lot of score draws tonight, but it's been very level games.
Yeah, I think it just shows how even the teams are at the minute, and I don't think a lot of people's deals have weakened or necessarily strengthened a lot of other teams. We're 11 minutes in. It does seem that it's been a bit more black and grey at this present minute in time. The East Coast boys are really putting pressure on now at the minute, but it still seems like Los Santos have had more of the ball, regardless of them being on top in possession wise. Casterman getting his name, there's Ferguson doing something, and there's Šimkoviak, as we were talking. Excuse me. Is it
D'Alessandro Stanic to the right, do you reckon?
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking at this present minute. Obviously wait for Dimble, but
maybe no AMC and drop D'Alessandro back to a 2 in the middle.
Maybe so. Maybe they with the D'Alessandro and Arrow up, or I know he's a thinker of a game. Andres, straight swap, please. Emma. Okay, mate. Now that is an interesting one.
Yeah, that is. It's nearly half time though, so perhaps he's just.
Yeah. That's it. So is Ellis, kicking people as he has been all season. And very even game so far. Well behind in terms of tackles won and headers won. There's some big beasts in that last on that side. So we'll click up at Los Santos first. Fabian Barthez with an 8, as you know, he can do. Lizarazu 8, he's one of them for me. He posts a lot of numbers, but he doesn't get assists or this and another. So Vasiliuk is having a go. He's still on an 8. But yeah, I think you feel like you're in game and you feel like you're doing all right with half your OG, are you?
Yeah, I don't think he'll change. I don't think he'll change too much there. I wouldn't at the moment. Wait till 60 and see.
Yeah. That would be where I'm going. Obviously, plenty of shots dealt with by Taiba. Similar in terms of both of them. So unsurprising to see him on an 8. Odg's going to go as is, and Dimble's going to go as is till 60. Thank you very much, lads. So I'll do my best again. I don't think I've stopped down 61. It's because there's been a lot of jumping there. There's Vasiliuk, who Odgis claimed was cooking on Twitter not so long since. Right, so we'll do that. And we'll go over to the Los Santos stats first. So up to a 9, 3 shots on target. He's obviously got his goal. Johan Vogel with that 1 assist. Who I had at Dudley Hill the season we got to final and lost to Agis in extra time. He sat where Zinoni was and he did really well. But you got yourself back in game. Would you be just going as is if you're Odgie?
Yeah, as is. I don't think I'd change it now. Not now he's got the goal.
Yeah, as Duggan just said, Edwards on 60. Getting, yeah, well, when it's jumping sometimes from 52 to 64, it's like it's hard work. It's honestly, it's the most infuriating thing ever. But yeah, it does look good. Odgie's going as is. Cheers, mate. Look over at East Coast. Taib is down at his 7, probably because of that goal conceded. Is what you've been doing here? I mean, looking at the tactic, I
think he's got to swap Stanic over, hasn't he? He's got to swap him with Teo Sandro.
Yeah, I mean, I say that'd have been Michael, but I understand he's obviously got to set up. The way he's set up is obviously for certain players, you know. So same for Yardell. Put Aaron on Stanic, and then obviously Cambiasso is going to go to the left of that. Is that how you want it, mate? Is that right?
I think it's with the short arrows, isn't it? And they're not the long arrows. You're basically playing them as centre mids, but wide, aren't you?
Yeah. See, this formation without the arrows. I remember early parts of lockdown, Martin did a save with Scarborough, and Dimble had half at season he'd won every single game playing this with no arrows on his tactic, and he streamed the second half at season, and he won every single game right up until the last game of the season that he drew, and because he didn't want people thinking he was cheating, because there were a lot of that going about. Duggan used to be one about people thinking we're cheating and there's this, that, and other. But anyway, we'll go to we'll finish the game off. We're on 60 minutes, which Ian Edwards were highly delighted with. But yeah, do you think the East Coast changes are going to? There's Harry Kuehl. I was just going to say, do you think they're making a bit more creative and go for it? Can you see a winner coming here? We're at 91 minutes.
Jumped right through, isn't it? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Well, that's a big equaliser for East Coast, is that, considering they've only had really that real effort. Yeah, big results. I'll look over at Los Santos. Johan Vogel, man of match. Obviously an assist, etc. Really good performance from them. Casterman letting himself down with 7, but to be fair, when you got a winger playing back there, it does really good. Taby back up to an 8, Harry Kuehl up to an 8, and then Zelius on an 8 as he does. Pretty even game. Do you think a draw's deserved?
Yeah, seems about fair, doesn't it? There, definitely.
Yeah, definitely so, mate. So we're at the last game of the evening, and Rossini comes in for Roberto Musse, who is unhappy at Sale at Musse as well. I don't know why. So yeah, Rossini's coming for Musse. As we talked about, this formation shouldn't work, but it does. Anything you'd be changing there, or do you think just a roll as and?
Yeah, he's going well, so he probably shouldn't change at the moment. What's Sedan doing?
Where is it? Standard. Standard Zidane. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I mean, even this bravery 9 and balance 5 is like, it's ridiculous for a player of his calibre. He was really tough, and he could just turn people on a tough punch, really. But yeah, buying that.
Yeah, that's it's good, isn't it? I think I should imagine we'll see Lars Enrique for Zidane at half time. That's me bet.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. I'm just getting messages. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm interested to see if Zidane can actually. I mean, I remember that there was a point of Bostock coming in when Scott had him. I think he got in 5 games. I think he got 3 10s and 2 8s. He scored that trick in 1 game. He did really good. Salihamidzic for me is. I think he's looking really good quite early as well. 2 assists, 6 appearances. Did all right for White Rose when I was playing that silly 5 across midfield and on the right wing as well when I managed to bring him in. So we go over to the Exiles. Amar's back in. Grabson carries on regardless of his 6th last time out, I believe. Yep. Do you think you'd be doing this Exile side, mate?
He's got Nedved on the bench, hasn't he? I got good stuff out of him before I swapped him for Seedorf, and then it didn't go as well as it should have. But Viduka and Tristan's decent up front. Never sure Lima or AMC, but if you're not playing an MC, I suppose that works. For Ron at that DMC, I don't think you're going to get goals or assists, but I think was it the other week showing his passing was unbelievable.
Yeah, he just. I played him there previously for White Rose. He can just do it. I mean, look at this and look at this. This is one of them where you talk about DMCs being AMCs, and he was more of a sitter going forward as well, wasn't it? Rather than being that high up the pitch, getting feet on ball. So he's probably more of a potential DMC than say like a Mendieta who were playing on wing for Middlesbrough. But yeah, it's a very good side. Amar has spikes are doing really good. Obviously, he's got a goal in 2 appearances so far. He did nothing for White Rose until we started playing that 5 across midfield, and he was in that central one with an arrow, and he got 2 8s, and then I let him. Well, I'd planned on him going to the Vikings, but anyway. So and Trezeguet, as we were talking, has been really good so far. I'm just looking at the Trezeguet comments. Yeah, so the Red Rose ass man is good that he's picked him in. So how do you see this one pan out? Do you see Sloss staying unbeaten, or do you see the Exiles getting over?
Fancy Sloths on this one. Yeah.
Fancy the Sloths, and lovely colours as well.
Yeah.
May I add. So we kick straight off. Viduka and Tristan were getting the names involved early. We're 2 minutes in. Trezeguet getting involved as well. We're only 7 minutes in. It just seemed like a bit end to end. Somebody wrote with follow up where you'd normally expect a goal out of there, and then Frey's name in a Sloth shirt, which obviously won't please Fifey too much. Wiggle getting himself involved as well. Good player is Wiggle. I really like him. I think he's very underrated, and I think he's got a lot of utility value in the league. Kelly Gonzalez, who were great for Gazelles when Fife took over and brought him in. And when you even got Martin saying on the Sloths, it's a testimony to the job Rob's done by bringing the Sloths back, which obviously needed to happen. So we're nearly at half time. Look over at the match stats. 2 on target for Exiles. I don't know how many players are on long shots there. We'll click over to them first. Jonathan Woodgate, he's been really good for Fife as well, in fairness. Again, another young defender coming in, doing really good. You've got Diego Tristan, who I believe has a place as a starting striker in this league. I know a lot of people don't agree. But would you be doing out here for Fife, mate?
No, I think I'll stick for now. What's he got? Viduka having 4 shots, none on target. It's a bit of a worry, but he can score goals, can't he? So I wouldn't worry about that.
He can indeed, can Viduka. Obviously, he's got 1 in his 1 appearance so far. Click over to the Sloss boys. Zidane outdoing himself. He's got 7 so far. Matt Van Bommel is the biggest myth normally in this league. Is absolutely awful, but a goal, 2 assists. He's back to normality though with 5. There's something again not right not right with this.
Smarts was messaging me. I've been offered Van Bommel and really tempted, and I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, he's awful. He's absolutely awful. I brought him in at Dudley Hill and I couldn't wait to ship him straight out. I think he was part of a Zinoni deal going to Hulls at that point. So 3 up top. Ronaldinho left. Tres centre, Rossini right. Forward diagonal arrow on Zidane. Yeah. I knew what you meant, mate. Fearless Rob. The fans approve. This loving between Martin and Rob, it warms my cockles, honestly. I love it. Right, so again, we will go to 60 and we will try it and stop it on 60 best that I can. And it's what Sebastian Verona on a 6.5 time not doing. This will be a big result if Fife can get something out of this game and really put it up to the for the guys who were top of the league. We're at 58, we jumped to 62, and I apologise, guys, that I missed it yet again. Is that Jamie victory, Rob, or what? So we'll look over at the Exiles boys. We've got some more eights here. Gravison really coming back into his own. You've got Pablo Ema, AMC, who were really good for Devils at AMC with no arrow for Odger. But yeah, Veron's gone from a 6 up to an 8 within space of 17 minutes. He's sticking as is if you Pfeiffer?
Yeah, I might swap Viduka for Batstuber, or depending on how he wants to go, do Deadfed and drop him back. But yeah, he's winning though, so perhaps not touch it.
I think I'm in agreement. He's good as Viduka, but he's weak as piss if you look at him in the background. So we'll click over at the Sloths because Pfeiffer is gone as is. Few 6-0 Rossini, who I believe is a lot of transfer talk about him. Candela, the worst Candela ever. I don't know. He's been awful. Apart from that, Lasisi doing good things. Kivu, who came from Dudley Hill, has been decent. He's been really decent. So we'll look at this loss. So you've got Zetterberg for Zidane, who's on a 7, and Enrique for Rossini. And is Enrique staying up top, mate? Just, I know he's an AM, LRC, FC, or whatever he wants to be. And I know some people used to play him in DMC with long arrows in prior games. But you just want to confirm that's okay, mate, please? And then,
I think he can do a good job at left wing back and right wing back, couldn't he, Enrique?
Yeah, definitely. So Pfeiffer went as is. Rob's made a couple of changes, and we'll click on to the rest of the game. And there's as we were talking about Van Bommel.
He got up to a 7 though. Look, so he obviously did something all right before he got sent off.
He thought, I can't get any better here, so I'm going to get my sent off. What's your plan here, Rob? Do you want Zetterberg central with an arrow, Zetterberg central with no arrow, or as is, leave it asymmetric type thing, or pull Enrique back, or what would you like to do, mate? While we're waiting, there we go. 5 said no changes for me. No problem, mate. Thank you very much. That helps very much. And we'll just wait for Rob. He said no changes. He's happy enough to roll.
Rob said move that up, but yeah.
Move but up. Like that? Is that where you were going with it, Roberto? Just double checking. There's no DMC in this league. Just doesn't seem overly like the thing to do. But yeah. And Tato's going to be in Rob's DMs later, as he says. Don't use comfort. Move up, thanks. Right, okay. So we've got 17 minutes to play out of this game. It's a little bit of stoppage time. Gravison still kicking people, it seems. And it does seem, it still seems very, very even for me. Nesta obviously clearing some lines. It looks Eleftheropoulos let the ball run loose, and it does seem like it's going to click out to an Exiles 2-0. And there's Tommy Gravison, of all people, as we were talking about him beforehand. He was poor last time out. He's come out with a big performance this time out. That's absolutely massive.
Good performance. Very good.
Against league leaders who haven't been beaten, to come out and do that job on them. Theo Tristan, man of the match. I mean, I wouldn't have always said that, but
no.
Again, Brotter assist and AMR assist. I think Tommy Gravison 9. It's I think
what's that? 41 passes, 37 complete. Yeah, and a goal. Yeah, that looks like a man of the match to me.
Yeah, and it's more than anybody's attempted during the game, and he's completed obviously more than anybody else as well. And then we'll click over to Sloss as well, just have a quick look. For Momo went down to a 5. He were on a 7 when he got sent off. I don't know how that's happened, mate. But yeah, let's see up to a 9, and back to the drawing board for the Sloss boys. So what I will do is save that, just so I know, and then we'll go through classified Exiles. Obviously, as we've just seen, a very, very dominant 2-0 win against Sloss. Fulchester Badgers, very even game, probably deserved to be a draw. The Aggies boys, 2-0 against the Foss Roads, another 2 assists for Robert Perez. Van Nistelrooy with a broken nose, still getting himself on the goal on the score sheet. Again, East Coast have done really well, in my opinion, to get a draw there, considering the stats from the Los Santos boys. Sancti getting 3 points on the board. Really good, solid performance above. Again, I don't think Stanley were anywhere bad in that. Stackington against us, as we saw, both keepers sent off. Otherwise, we'd have won about 8-0. And Vikings burn 0-0. So we will have a look at the fixtures for next week. The Badgers are at home at Sancti, which we all love a Tato Duggan thing. Dudley Hill 14th in the league, and home at Aggies. Foss Road at home to the Sloths. Fulchester at home to the Exiles. Northern Burn play Los Santos. Stackington at home to Vikings, and Stanley play East Coast. We will click on to the table as it stands. Don't read well for us. Not bottom. We're bottom of the league despite having a win more than Vikings. Obviously, there is still 19 games at the go of the season, but with 7 points off 6. And I think I still feel like when you start getting that far behind so far, you maybe need to look on the next season. But Burn, top of the league, Mr. Edwards, Sloss in second, Aggies in third, and Fulchester Exile in 12, and then East Coast on 11. It's shaping up to be a really competitive league this year, don't you think, mate?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's nobody running away with it, is there? Still tight, even down. So what are you on, Dan? On 5, did you say? Or 4?
4.
So you're still not far out. A couple of wins, and you're back in it again.
And I mean, this year for Vikings,
yeah, that's
they've only lost 2 games out of 7. It's nowhere near as bad as
the goal scored, isn't it? Next to it, that's the problem.
And it's the draws as well. Yeah, but you got 3. I mean, it's not like us to be among the higher echelons. But right, we'll let's say it's all saved. Packs will be out tomorrow, lads, because I really need to go to bed. I'm tired. But yeah, get packs out tomorrow. Thanks very much for your time this evening, Dan. It's been great to have you back on, mate. I hope you stick around, and then I hope when jobs do come available again, whenever it may be, I hope you're sticking your hand up to get back involved. And,
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And we'll I say packs will be out tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll see you all Thursday, lads. Cheers.
Good night all.